What if the key to success, youth and emotional mastery, was hidden in plain sight? In this video, we uncover powerful life lessons, the truth behind rising health concerns, Bruce Lee's wisdom, and ultimate secrets to resilience. Stay tuned to transform your mindset. Welcome to Rise and Inspire 88. Please like the video. It's a big help for me as a content creator. Let's dive in. The fall before the rise. Have you ever felt like life was pushing you to the edge? Like no matter how hard you try, you keep falling, keep breaking. But what if I told you that your greatest struggles could become your greatest strength? That every fall is just the beginning of your rise. This is the power of resilience, the ability to stand up, to keep going, and to become unstoppable. Before we dive in, please like and share to those people who need resilience. Viktor Frankl. Finding meaning in suffering. Viktor Frankl is a man who had reason to give up. A psychiatrist trapped in a Nazi concentration camp. He watched his family disappear, one by one. He had nothing, no freedom, no food, no hope. And yet in the darkness, he found something extraordinary: purpose. He realized that even in the worst suffering, one thing remained within his control: his mind. He made a choice. He would not be broken. He would survive. And after the war, he wrote a book that changed millions of lives. Man's Search for Meaning. When we are no longer able to change a situation, we are challenged to change ourselves. His lesson: resilience is not about avoiding pain. It's about finding meaning in it. Oprah Winfrey. Rising from a painful past. Oprah Winfrey was born into poverty, abused as a child, told she would never be good enough. By the time she was a teenager, life had given her every reason to quit, but she refused to let her story end there. Instead of drowning in her past, she used it as fuel to build a future. She worked, she fought, she proved every doubter wrong. Her past did not define her. Her resilience did. And today she is one of the most influential women in the world. The hidden science of resilience. But what makes some people resilient while others break? Science has an answer. Your brain is designed to adapt. It's called neuroplasticity, the ability to rewire your thoughts, to turn pain into power. Resilient people have three things in common. They train their minds to focus on solutions, not problems. They control their emotions instead of letting emotions control them. And they surround themselves with people who lift them up. Real-life warriors of resilience. Nick Vujicic. No arms, no legs, no excuses. Born without arms or legs, Nick Vujicic could have given up. Instead, he became a motivational speaker, showing the world that obstacles exist only in the mind. Malala Yousafzai. The girl who defied fear. Malala Yousafzai was shot in the head for wanting an education. She survived and became a Nobel Prize winner, fighting for the rights of millions of girls worldwide. Thomas Edison. 10,000 failures to one success. Thomas Edison failed 10,000 times before inventing the light bulb, but he didn't see failure as defeat. He saw it as learning. Your resilience challenge: will you stand or fall? Now let me ask you something. Right now you have a choice. Will you let your struggles define you, or will you use them to rise? Here's your challenge. Write down the one thing that has held you back. Then write down how you will overcome it, because you will overcome it. The phoenix rises. Resilience is not about never falling. It's about rising every single time you do. Life will test you, break you, and push you to the edge. But remember this: the strongest steel is forged in the hottest fire. You are not weak. You are not broken. You are resilient. If this video inspired you, Share it with someone who needs it. And remember, no matter how hard life gets, never stop moving forward. Don't forget to subscribe. What if I told you that the greatest secret to success isn't money, talent, or luck, but value? Dr. David Hawkins' scale of consciousness teaches us that the higher our awareness, the more valuable we become to the world. More than time on a clock, there is a dark room. A single beam of light reveals an old clockmaker hunched over his workbench, delicately polishing an antique pocket watch. The gears turn, whispering the passage of time. Stay tuned so that you understand the life lesson in this video. Before we dig in, please like the video. It's a big help for me as a content creator. Thank you. Let's dive in. Have you ever wondered what determines the value of a clock? Some clocks are sold for pennies, forgotten in dusty corners. Others are worth millions, displayed like treasures. But why? It's not just about telling time. It's about who made it, what it's made of, and where it belongs. Now ask yourself this: your own worth. Because if you don't, the world will try to tell you, and it will always undervalue you. But let me tell you a story that might just change the way you see the journey of a clock. Once upon a time, a wise old father sits across from his son, holding out a small, worn pocket watch. The son takes it, running his fingers over the faded engravings. Father said, "Before I give you this watch, my son, I want you to discover its worth. Take it to the market and see what they offer." He get the watch and walk into the market. The vendor takes one glance and smirks. It's old, outdated. I'll give you $5 for it." The boy clenches his jaw but nods. He takes the watch to the pawn shop. The dim, cluttered pawn shop. The owner squints at the watch, flipping it between his fingers. It's scratched up, but I'll give you $20 for it." The boy exhales sharply. $20, that's all. Still, he obeys his father's request and heads to the final place. Museum. A grand hall lined with glass cases. The creator, a dignified old man, carefully lifts the watch and inspects it. His hands tremble slightly. His eyes widen. He looks up at the boy. "My dear boy, this is no ordinary watch. This is a masterpiece, crafted by a legendary watchmaker. A piece of history. We'll give you $500,000 for it." Breathless, the watch still clutched in his fist, son said, "Dad, why did different people offer such different prices for the same watch?" His father smiles knowingly. Father said, "Because the right place recognizes your worth. Your worth is not measured by others." A young woman stands, alone in a storm, rain soaking her. As people walk past, without a glance, her shoulders slump. She's in a boardroom. Her ideas were ignored, her voice unheard. We live in a world where people will tell you, "You're not good enough. You don't deserve more. You should be grateful for what you get." And if you listen to them long enough, you'll start to believe it. But here's the truth. A diamond in the dirt is still a diamond. A masterpiece in the wrong gallery is still priceless. And you are still powerful, talented, and extraordinary, even if the world hasn't realized it yet. Find where you belong. If someone fails to see your worth, don't lower your value. Change where you stand. Walk away from people who doesn't see your greatness. Stop explaining yourself to those who don't want to understand. Invest in places, people, and opportunities that make you feel valued. Your value does not decrease just because someone fails to see it. Never beg for appreciation. Never settle for less than what you deserve. Because the right people, the right opportunities, the right places will always recognize your worth. The parallel to love and life. This isn't about an old watch. This is about you. Don't force yourself to stay where you're undervalued. In love, if they don't see your worth, walk away. In friendships, if they don't appreciate you, find those who do. In work, if they don't recognize your efforts, seek where you'll shine. You are not meant to convince others of your value. You are meant to find those who already know it. The climax, a moment of realization. If you ever feel unwanted, unappreciated, or unloved, remember this. The right people, the right opportunities, the right love, they will never make you question your worth. Your value is non-negotiable. Know your worth. Walk away from anything that doesn't see it. Because the right place, the right people will never ask you to lower your price. Never settle for being a $10 watch when you are worth more than gold. If this message spoke to you, hit like and share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe for more motivation.
It's one of the rarest treasures in the ocean, and it comes from the unlikely source. Whale poop, but why is it so valuable? And how did something so strange become worth millions? Let's dive into the fascinating story of ambergris. Ambergris is a waxy substance formed in the intestines of sperm whale. It helps them digest sharp objects, like squid beaks, by coating and protecting their stomachs. Over time, this material hardness and is expelled, either through vomiting or as feces. Fresh ambergris smells unpleasant, but over time, it develops a sweet and earthy scent. Ambergris, nicknamed floating gold because of its role in the perfume industry. Its unique chemical properties make it a highly effective fixative, allowing scents to last longer for centuries. And high-end perfumes have prized ambergris for its rare, earthy aroma. Ambergris can sell $10,000 to $50,000 per kilogram. Ambergris has a rich history dating back to ancient Egypt, where it was burned as incense. In medieval Europe, it was a prized ingredient in medicines and aphrodisiacs. Even Queen Elizabeth I is said to have enjoyed ambergris-flavored dishes. Ambergris also mentioned in Moby Dick as a treasure of the sea. While ambergris is highly valuable, its connection to sperm whales has raised ethical concerns. Many countries have banned its trade to protect these majestic creatures. However, ambergris is typically found floating in the ocean or washed up on beaches, making it a natural byproduct rather than a reason for hunting whales. Ambergris is a reminder of how nature holds unexpected treasures waiting to be discovered. But it's also a call to protect the oceans and the incredible creatures within. What do you think about this floating gold? Would you sell it if you found some? Let us know in the comments below. What's the weirdest thing you've learned about nature?
Bruce Lee's wisdom will change. the way you see life. Are you ready? Stay tuned till the end, rising people. In this powerful motivational video, we dive into the legendary wisdom of Bruce Lee and how the empty your mind philosophy can help you achieve success, overcome obstacles, and master the art of adaptability. If you struggle with overthinking, stress, or resistance to change, this video is for you. The troubled student in the dojo. There's come a moment in every person's life when frustration clouds the mind, when progress seems just out of reach. Doubts whisper, maybe this isn't for me. Maybe I am not good enough. The student clenches his fists, his head bowed. His mind is filled with swirling thoughts, overanalyzing each mistake, each failed move. The weight of expectation presses heavily on his shoulders. A shadow move in the background. Footsteps approach. The camera reveals Bruce Lee standing in the doorway, watching with keen eyes.
You are thinking too much.
Bruce Lee said. The student looks up confused. Bruce walks forward. His movements are graceful, effortless.
You cannot hit your target if your mind is tangled in doubt.
Bruce Lee said. He kneels before the student, placing a small empty teacup. Between them, the overflowing teacup. The room is quiet. Only the faint sound of wind chimes. Outside can be heard. Bruce picks up a teapot and begins pouring tea into the cup. The student watches as the golden liquid rises and rises until the tea overflows, spilling onto the table. The student flinches, eyes widening. Bruce Lee smile.
See this cup? It is like your mind. You are too full of opinions, too full of fears, too full of your own voice. If your cup is already full, how can you take in anything new?
Bruce Lee said. The student furrows his brows, processing the lesson. He slowly nods. But Bruce isn't finished. Bruce Lee sitting at the teapot down.
You want to learn. You want to improve. But learning requires emptying, not just feeling. You must create space in your mind. Let go of assumptions. Let go of control. Let go of the need to be perfect.
A brief silence lingers. The student looks at the tea, deep in thought. Sometimes we chase mastery by seeking more knowledge, more techniques, more strategies, but true mastery begins with letting go. The student exhales slowly, as if releasing some of his inner tension. The nature of water. Bruce Lee and the student stands at the water's edge. Bruce kneels and dips his hand into the lake-lifting water in his palm. The droplets slip through his fingers effortlessly. Bruce Lee, soft yet powerful tone.
Be formless, shapeless, like water.
He lifts his palm higher, letting the water flow freely back into the lake.
Water does not fight. It does not resist. It adapts. It becomes whatever it touches. When you pour it into a cup, it becomes the cup. When you pour it into a bottle, it becomes the bottle.
The student watches closely. Bruce Lee suddenly shifts, his expression more intense. Bruce Lee.
But do not make a mistake. Softness for weakness. Water can flow, but it can also crash. It can carve through rock, wear down mountains, break through barriers. A storm raging over the ocean. Gigantic waves crashed against the shore, reshaping the land. The power of water is undeniable.
Back to the present, the student eye flicker with realization. In life, we often resist. We fight against change, against failure, against the unknown. But resistance creates suffering. The mind that resists is rigid, and what is rigid can break. And the mind that flows, it adapts, it overcomes, it thrives. The student inhales deeply. The lesson begins to sink in. The test of unshaken mind. Back at the dojo, Bruce stands. Before the student, he raises his hand. signaling the student to prepare for a fight. The student readies his stance. Body tense, mind racing. Bruce suddenly attacks. Not with force, but with fluid, unpredictable movements. His strikes come from unexpected angles. His steps are light yet precise. The student struggles to keep up. His mind trying to predict. Analyze, control. Then Bruce stop. A moment of stillness, the student panting. Looks up at his master.
You are still thinking too much. You are trying to control the fight, rather than flowing with it.
Bruce Lee said calmly. The student closes his eyes, exhales, and resets this time. When Bruce moves, the student moves too. Not by force, not by rigid techniques, but by feeling, by trusting. For the first time, he does not overthink. He just responds, he flows. The student dodging, countering. Striking not with hesitation, but with fluidity like water. Taking shape in battle. Applying the philosophy beyond the dote. This philosophy extends beyond martial arts. It is the key to life itself. When obstacles arise, do not fight them, flow through them. When the unexpected happens, do not resist, adapt. When life becomes rigid and unforgiving, do not break, plus move like water. The master's last words.
Master, I think I understand now. The mind must be empty like water.
Bruce Lee smiles, placing a hand on the student's shoulder.
Yes, and only when the mind is empty can it be truly full.
Bruce Lee's wisdom is not just for fighters, it's for everyone. If you've ever felt stuck, overwhelmed, or afraid to change, remember. Be like water, adapt, flow, over. If this story resonated with you, share it, spread the wisdom, and always remember, your greatest strength comes not from force, but from ability to flow. This is Rise and Inspire 88. See you on my next video.
Of emotional
Watch
intelligence.
the full video.
To know the 4 pillars of emotional intelligence. Life is a journey of choices. Every step we take shapes our future. But have you ever felt stuck, wondering why success seems out of reach? The answer lies within you. Personal development is not just about setting goals. It's about transforming yourself into someone who naturally achieves them. 1. The foundation of personal development, a growth mindset. Success isn't about talent or luck. It's about mindset. Do you believe you can grow, learn, and improve? This belief is called a growth mindset. It's the difference between saying, I can't do this and I can't do this yet. For example of Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison failed over 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb. But he didn't see failure as defeat. Instead, he said, I have not failed. I've just found 1,000 ways that won't work. That's the power of mindset. From today's replacement, I can't, with I'm learning. When you shift your mindset, you unlock limitless potential. 2. Power of self-discipline. Talent may open doors, but self-discipline keeps them open. Successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. Practical tips. Set a schedule to create a morning routine that fuels success. Limit distractions, social media, TV, and negativity. Drain your focus. Control what you consume. Track your progress. Stay accountable. Small wins lead to big victories. Discipline is choosing what you want most over what you want now. Build habits today that your future self will thank you for. 3. Goal setting, creating a roadmap to success. Without direction, personal development is just a dream. Goal setting turns dreams into reality. SMART Goals Framework. Specific, clearly define your goals. Measurable, track progress. Achievable, set realistic targets. Relevant, align goals with your vision. Time-bound, set deadlines. Write down one specific goal today and break it into an action steps. The moment you put it in writing, you've taken the first step towards success. 4. Mastering time management. You have 24 hours in a day. Just like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and Bill Gates. The difference: how you use them. Time management techniques. The 80-20 rule. Focus on 20% of tasks. That brings 80% of results. The Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes, then take a 5-minute break. Prioritization. Use the Eisenhower matrix to decide what truly matters. Time is a non-renewable resource. Use it wisely. 5. Emotional intelligence, the key to a strong relationships. Success isn't just about knowledge. It's about understanding yourself and others. This is emotional intelligence. 4 pillars of emotional intelligence. 1. Self-awareness. Recognizing your emotions. 2. Self-regulation. Controlling reactions. 3. Empathy, understanding others. 4. Social skills, building strong relationships. The next time you feel triggered, pause, breathe. Respond with wisdom, not emotion. 6. Lifelong learning, the path to continue growth. The most successful people never stop learning. Growth doesn't stop after school. It's a lifelong journey. Ways to keep learning. Read books, knowledge is power. Listen to podcasts, learn on the go. Take online courses, upgrade your skills. Network with mentors, learn from those ahead of you. The more you learn, the more you earn. Invest in yourself. It's the best investment you'll ever make. Personal development isn't a destination. It's a continuous journey. Imagine yourself a year from now, stronger, wiser, closer to your dreams. The best investment is in yourself. So start today. Grow today. Becomes who you really are meant to be. If this video educates you, please like and subscribe. I appreciate your help. This is Rise and Inspire 88.